pairing the Strega with the Hunter's Fury gear set. So a few comments we received in our last video with our last Strega build when we paired it with Ongoing Directive. So I decided to give it a shot. I saw multiple comments on it, and I gotta say this was definitely the better option. So a quick recap on the Strega talent, Unnerve. We mark all enemies within 20 meters after we eliminate an enemy. So we eliminate someone, everyone within 20 meters of that enemy will be marked. Now each mark applied on an enemy amplifies weapon damage by 15%, and this can happen up to 5 times per enemy. So an enemy can have up to 5 marks, and that'll amplify our damage up by 75% to that enemy. Now, because this weapon focuses on amplified damage, I now see and I've experienced why this gear set is the superior gear set for it. The two-piece obviously doesn't really matter with Hunter's Fury because we're not really using a shotgun or an SMG unless you have it as your secondary. What matters is the three-piece, which we get 20% armor on kill and 50% health on kill, and of course the four-piece, which gives us the talent Apex Predator. Enemies within 15 meters receive a debuff. This amplifies their weapon damage against them by 20%. Now, as you can see, more amplified damage on top of what the weapon can do, which is pretty awesome. Now, on top of that, the second part of the talent is killing a debuffed enemy. Killing a debuffed enemy with your weapon disorients other enemies within 5 meters and amplifies weapon damage by 5% for 10 seconds, stacking up to 5 times. So that goes with another 25% amplified damage at max stacks. So we get the 75% amplified damage from the weapon, another 45 from Hunter's Fury, which is obviously fantastic. We're amplifying the damage as much as we can, and we're absolutely deleting the enemies that we face. Now with the Hunter's Fury, as you can see, we had the mask on. With this, we had this critical hit damage with a critical hit chance mod. We decided to do the gloves as well. This is with critical hit chance as the attribute and the core roll to armor. We then went with the knee pads, which that is rolled to critical hit damage. And then the holster, which is also rolled to critical hit damage. As you can see on those two, they have red cores. And then with that, I decided to pair this with the Memento backpack. Now the Mementos are arguably the best exotic gear item in the game. Like I said, arguably, this gives us a whole load of increased stats. So now, with the way we have things set up here, the Memento will give us, we'll get a total of 25% weapon damage with the red cores we have. We get 20% bonus armor, and of course some skill efficiency. The biggest parts of this are really the weapon damage and the bonus armor, on top of the little bit of armor regen we get when we're building our Memento stacks. But obviously, as you can see, we're adding more damage into this, and we're getting some armor just to have some survivability in there. Now, last and definitely not least on the gear pieces we used was our Cheska chest piece, mostly because we wanted to round out our crits. We got critical hit chance 8% there on the brand set bonus. We have the chest piece rolled to double crit, and of course we have a critical hit chance mod on there. Now, as for the talent, we decided to go with Intimidate just because of that bonus armor we get with the Memento. As you can see, while we have bonus armor, we gain 1 stack each second up to 9, and each stack increases weapon damage by 4% to enemies within 10 meters. Of course, we are in people's face because of Hunter's Fury. We have to be close, so we're going to get these weapon damage stacks pretty fast. Now, of course, this gives us another 36% weapon damage when we're at max stacks, so we're trying to increase this weapon damage and do as much as we can with this build, and it is pretty fun. It definitely feels like it hits better than Ongoing Directive. Like I've said in previous videos, I don't really get nerdy with the numbers. I just kind of play the game, see what feels right. If I feel like enemies are taking too long to die, or whatever the case is, that's kind of how I determine how good my build is working. Now, we did go with the Gunner Specialization just to get that Banshee pulse there. This helps us initiate the fight. We get our stun on people, we disorient them, and then we get that kill. Then everyone that gets disoriented, and of course, it's just everyone's dying after that. It also does complement Hunter's Fury pretty well because we get an extra 10% armor on kill, so we're getting 30% armor on kill, which is pretty damn awesome. But there you have it. I think it was just short, sweet, to the point. You guys recommended it, so I kind of didn't even have to put too much thought into it. Throwing the memento just made sense to me, especially when you're running Hunter's Fury. But let me know what you guys think. Is this kind of the ideal Hunter's Fury build? Are you using maybe Obliterate on the chest piece instead of Intimidate? And if you don't have a memento, what are you running on the backpack? Comment down below. Let me know what you're using on this build. I'm going to leave you all with some gameplay, and I'll see you all on the next one.
Water, as evidenced by these images. 1.8 billion years ago. And covered by ocean. Aesthetic evidence of recent water as well, ranging from gullies to dry rivers to ancient hurricanes. Water environment. Today, water is found on Mars largely as ice at the Martian North Pole. Small quantities exist as water vapor in the thin Martian atmosphere.
Network signal detected.
Sounds promising.
Data corrupted.
Damn it. I guess we keep looking. Secure the final hall. Maybe you'll find a terminal there. Finish mopping up these assholes and let's see what we can find. Probably bricked, but check out the server just to be sure.
Incoming hostiles detected. En route.